What's going on, family? Thank y'all for joining me on another episode of Abandoned Voices. Today we about to have a real interesting and important conversation with the lovely Miss Rodneka
Shall be a free woman.
Shall be a free woman. And I can't pronounce that. But anyway, it's about police corruption. And Miss Rodneka, I would say her freedom is on the line, like literally on the line, correct?
Yes.
It's a real important story, and I'm not going to tell the story because I read it, but it's her story and it's really important. If I tell it, it's not going to sound important. So, what's going on, Miss Rodneka?
So, as far as my freedom being on the line, we talking 15 days to 6 months.
15 days to 6 months in jail?
Yeah, and I think that's just for battery. I have 2 charges, battery on a cop, and I have a charge resisting arrest, which both are false charges.
You don't look like the beat police up type of...
I'm not. I'm not. I'm really not.
So what happened?
So, I can't go into all the details, but
Exactly.
I did post my story on Facebook, the full detailed story, that I answered just about all questions, and that's at Rodneka S. So it's Rodneka, and then a space and an S, and you'll see my picture. But what happened is I got lied on. That's what happened. I was helping out somebody who was being brutalized by the police, and in turn I was lied on. So
the police basically lied on you. I read the whole little story you sent me, and I found it to be real interesting. And once I saw you, I'm like, hold up. You don't seem like that type of person. And besides, you've been shot 3, 4, 5 times anyway, according to what they lied on you about.
Shot?
No, I'm saying they would have shot you.
Oh, exactly.
For doing what they claim you did.
Exactly. The police officer, just considering what he was doing to the woman.
Right.
If I had hit him the way that he said I did, or, even insulted him, I didn't even curse him out. But
I saw the video on Facebook when everybody was protesting like around the courthouse, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of support, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for that, and that's my song in the background. I'm so thankful for all the support I'm getting. One of the organizations is People's Assembly. That's the shirt I have on.
People's Assembly?
Yeah.
Put it out there.
Yeah, they're trying to do a lot of things. They're actually trying to get the lawsuit for Sewage and Water Board, for the August 5th flood.
So, yeah.
All those people's property and everything, they should be reimbursed for it.
Definitely, that was a disaster.
That's just one thing that they're doing. They really want to be a voice for the people, and they are helping me a lot.
Yeah, because I went actually on their Facebook page as well, and read some stuff about them. That's how once I saw you, after I finished reading your story, I kind of went and saw their stuff too, and what they was doing.
So your research, huh?
Oh, that's what I do.
So you probably saw Justice and Beyond. That's another large organization that's helping me too. Justice and Beyond. They meet at a church.
So when people help you, exactly how can they actually help you? Or just protesting and getting how actually?
Well, it's the spread of the story for one, because that's really the biggest thing. I don't have any witnesses, but there was a lot of people on the scene. So to spread the story, might bring witnesses.
Somebody on the scene,
or some camera footage or something.
Exactly.
The police officer, he doesn't have witnesses either. Except for the police officers.
What about the camera? It wasn't recording? Ooh. Most likely it wasn't. They don't record till...
I don't even know if he had on a body cam. The police report says he has on a body cam. But they didn't send in his body cam. They sent in all the other officers' body cam who came on the scene after
the fact.
Everything was anything. So that's a big part of... One of the frustrations with the case is that there's no evidence. So why isn't it thrown out? It's his word against mine, and obviously they're taking his word. The DA is taking his word because the DA has the power to throw out the case, and it's not thrown out. And it's very stressful.
And the DA is Canizero?
Yep.
It's not getting thrown out.
So it's like stuff like that. So you have to have these organizations to come together to ban to get people
get the word out.
Get the word out.
Get people.
Once you hit a story, it's not hard to get people feeling some type of way.
Cause when I read the story, I was immediately like, wow, like this interesting, and especially once I saw you didn't come off as that type of person, and NOPD have such a bad reputation anyway. I understand you supposed to believe the police and side with them, agree with them, but it's unfortunate in New Orleans.
Let me tell you, they had all these shootings and stuff with the police officers and everything. It wasn't in New Orleans. It was a public shootings. It was in these other places. And of course, I'm against that. But it didn't dawn on me that was in my city too. And I know, I'm not saying that I'm blind to the conversations about people getting messed over by the police officer. Mm-hmm. It's just that it wasn't a reality that's in my city too, and that could happen to me.
Right? When you see it from a distance, it don't seem real. It's like watching it on TV.
It's like it's sad. Yeah. It's like TV.
Right. Then when it happens, it's like you still kind of almost puzzled that this really happening, especially when it happens to you.
Yes.
When it comes to NOPD, all of them are not bad. I got actually about 2-3 friends that's that's in the NOPD, and they're good people, and they're all not bad. Don't get me wrong, but not even half. Mm-hmm. But when you got
when you got the ones,
because I've been pulled over, I've been stopped, and I've been, not scared for my life, but I've been, in that situation where, like, really?
Yeah, I remember I told myself, this was before the incident, I said if a police officer was to pull me over, then I would call 911, just so 911 could be on the line when the police officer pulled me over. So I got pulled over because I didn't have my lights on, and I got so nervous in the car I couldn't even call 911. Wow. I pulled over.
And it's a shame that you get nervous when the police pull you over.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking, I'm like, what would they be pulling me over for?
Exactly.
But so now that's a real reality for me now. Mm-hmm. I was very quiet about the case before. I'm pretty reserved, I'm kind of reserved. And I'm pretty much
sure they all know you now.
So now they all know me,
exactly.
And judging the way the case is going, I don't feel very safe about the police. If I see like maybe one in front of me and one on the side, I'm nervous about it. I don't know if they're gonna come, if they're coming for me. We've heard stories. At this point, I'm not very reserved about anything with the case. I want everything exposed. So
exactly. Sometimes you have to, because if not, they're gonna control the narrative and they're gonna paint the picture the way they want it painted.
And that's what's happening.
Have to tell your story as much as possible, so they can't control the story.
Yes. It's crazy. It's crazy. My car got keyed and I don't have any enemies. And I can't help but to think that it was this officer having something to do with him.
So your car got keyed, you don't have enemies, but you got an interaction with the police. So the police around keying cars, I'm not saying that, but oh my God.
But I'm telling you, this is the type of is that the word vigilante? It's like when you feel like you have to watch over your shoulder and stuff like that. That's the type of thing that happens, like this type of paranoia. You're nervous about, did the cop on the day of my court date come and key my car?
So your car got keyed at the courthouse?
No, after court. After I left court.
After you left court.
My car got keyed. And it's vicious. It's on Facebook. You'll see that too. It's on my page, Rodneka S. It's vicious. It's like they knifed it, and it's like extra scratches on the front door, and then they keyed the back door, like just one long key.
Maybe it was his wife.
Man,
men don't key cars.
Nah, you would think a man wouldn't treat a woman with a baby so roughly,
Yeah, so I read the story, and you basically was saying that you saw a woman being mistreated with a baby in her hand.
Exactly.
So you got out to go help to get the baby, because you saw you want the baby to fall.
Right.
And that's how you got involved. So for being a good Samaritan, So what happened to the woman who's been harassed.
She got
That's
the
a
same charges.
That's a witness right there.
Yeah, she's a witness. She has the same charges. I didn't see her bad at a cop. I wasn't there the whole time though, you know.
Oh, so you did you basically helped her whatever, then you left the scene.
No, I stayed on the scene recording. When I got arrested, I was recording. When other officers came and arrested me, I was standing with my arms stretched out, trying to turn my Marco Polo camera around to record this officer on his lady's back. And the officers went to the new officers went to the officer who's in question, and he told them to arrest me for battery, and that's how I was arrested for battery. That's why I was arrested. It wasn't because I was a threat to anyone. It wasn't because, you know, like, my intentions, the whole time, I had no intentions to, like, be abusive to anybody.
Exactly.
I don't know this cop. I don't know what his story is. I don't even know why this woman is being arrested. I didn't even know. You know,
right,
all I know is you can't be in your right mind if you're doing this at the expense of a baby falling out of this woman's hand. You can't be in your right mind. You know, come back, be human. You know, so, you know, like, I'm not a threat to anybody. Nobody's out there trying to grab me.
All the times I done had bad, it's crazy, it's sad to say this, but all my bad run-ins with the police was always black cops.
Well, you know, when you gotta think about this.
I had white cops was bad.
To degrade black people, and when white people were taught to, you know, was taught that black people's lives didn't have value. When white people was taught that black people were abusable, black people was taught that too. You know, so when white people was taught racism, black people was taught racism
at the same time, right?
And, you know, I think, you know, there's a level of power in being higher up. Being a police officer, you have a little higher up, leverage and power. And so you adapt to that culture. Not only the culture of being up, but there's a police culture as well.
Police,
you know,
that's the biggest gang in America, the police.
So, you know, and I mean, then not to mention the way the police force was started, you know, with the paddy wagon and, you know, picking up and controlling slaves and doing stuff like that. So, but I say all that to say, I didn't know what was the rap with this guy. He could have had a bad day. He could have had some drugs. He could have, you know, I don't know. You know, I'm not the judge. I ain't going. You know, but that's just kind of, you know, at this point, you know, I have a different opinion about him. You know, he's lying. He's allowing the case to go on. I mean, I don't know how much power he has in keeping the case going on, because I know the state can take a case after. Well,
it's kind of, I guess, if he can't come back and say and drop it now, because that's like he's lying.
Yeah.
Then he's in trouble.
But he need to take his lick. You know, like, I mean, I
see what you're saying, but he can't say, you know what, y'all don't worry about arresting her. Then when they ask why you want to arrest her, because it really didn't happen like that, then he's wrong. So now he got to go forward with it now. You see what I'm saying? He got to go forward with it now.
Yeah. I mean, it's really messed up.
If not, then he's admitting he's lying. So he got to go forward with it.
I mean, one of the things, when it first started getting a little fishy, you know, that the case, I got a lawyer soon after everything happened. So
that's good. That's good.
You know, after a while, when, you know, it's like he finds out, oh my God, when I found out that there wasn't a body cam. Because I went to jail. You know, I went to jail for that. I went to jail for 3 days.
After that happened?
Yeah, they brought me to jail. And in jail, I was like real cool, thank God, you know, like, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Jail was amazing.
I mean, my experience in jail was amazingly shocking. And I was cool because I knew I was right. I was cool because I knew everything was on camera. I was cool because after I got, when they decided to book me, I asked one of the officers, I was like, I want a camera. Can I be under the camera, like in a room with a camera? Because I want a camera on me the whole time.
That's my why you in jail?
while I was
while
just
being
getting
booked.
Like,
all right,
at the station.
To make sure they don't try anything fishy on you.
Right, so he
You don't
pointed
be with a Sandra Bland situation.
Exactly.
Understandable.
So he pointed to his body cam, and he was like, all officers wear this body cam, right? And I was like, oh,
I'm definitely good
okay,
now.
yeah. So when I went to jail, in my mind, I'm like, thank you, Lord, I'm all right, And when I get out, the truth gonna come out. It's all good. And then I find out that we got everybody body cam except for this man's body cam. And there's the consent decree out, right? New Orleans been under. You know what the consent decree is?
Never heard of it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to make it short. Okay, so you from New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was a time like 10 years ago, probably longer than that officers, New Orleans had like the worst police force
for
corruption.
In Richard Pennington days.
Okay.
In the 90s. Oh, yeah.
So
there
was something legal brought against NOPD. And what happened from it is in the court or in this law transaction, NOPD decided to not plead guilty to the allegations of this corruption, but to plead that they'll compromise by being watched. They'll be monitored.
Oh, we're not guilty.
So we're not guilty, but you can watch us.
Watch us.
Okay?
All right.
So that watching is the consent decree. That's the consent decree.
Learn something new today.
There you go. Learn about the consent decree.
Put it in my Googles. I Google everything.
That's something people have been that's
Google
on the mayor, like that's the mayor. The mayor election is about to happen. Mm-hmm. So the mayoral election. So at this courthouse. Anyway, so it's a hot topic because they're proposing to get rid of the consent decree, which means
that means you're trying to hide something.
They're going to take away the cameras. So I think, I could be wrong, you can Google, but I think that the people who enforce the consent decree, whether it's the government or just some part of the judicial system, they supply the cameras as well, the body cams and the dash cams. So when that's gone, ain't no telling.
Then it's back my word against your word again.
Exactly. And right now, this is a my word against your word case.
Their word is always looked at 2-3 times before your word.
Exactly.
Just because they sworn to never lie and that crap that come with it, which some of them don't believe in. They just collect the paycheck.
So, I mean, what it boils down to is the power of a police officer's word being able to put innocent people in jail.
So, how long are you facing? How much time you facing?
6 months is the most. That's for the battery charge. I don't know if you get time for the resisting arrest. And yes, it's a lot of time. 15 days is enough time for you to lose your job.
Exactly.
Not that I've been going to work and anything.
With a battery case.
Yes.
Wow.
So, I mean, right now, I haven't been going to work a lot because I have to keep down the stress. It's very stressful. I'm going to therapy 2 times a week. I'm doing a lot of group activities, like singing activities. And
something to get your mind off it.
Yeah, because it's like you could go crazy being on trial. Like
definitely.
For something you didn't do.
6 months in jail.
Yes.
Definitely. That's enough time to lose a lot in 6 months.
Yes.
Especially for 6 months for something that that you legally innocent for.
Exactly. Not to mention the things that could possibly happen in jail.
Exactly.
The stories we hear. And I mean, when I was in jail, I got treated a little funny. Now,
a good funny or a bad funny?
A bad funny. So I was taking I take medication sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. So when I requested my medicine, they said they was gonna put it in. I mean, from the book, they asked if you take medicine, stuff like that. They never gave me my medicine. Whole 3 days I was there.
You think they treat you funny because the whole thing's against a police officer?
Yes. When
and they're all kind of connected.
When I got to jail, see, I didn't. They told me when they arrested me that they arrested me for battery. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, one time when I was in college, I read that that to threaten somebody was considered battery. Mm-hmm. That's battery. So I'm thinking maybe he's trying to say that I threatened him in some kind of way by being.
But you never thought it was a physical
close.
threat.
Right.
Thinking just.
So when I get to jail, like the person who took my picture, a couple other people, they were telling me that I fought the police. Right. They was like, "You fighting a cop, huh?" And I'm like,
a black woman
I'm not fighting no
fought a cop and live.
Right.
Like really?
Right. But that's what they're telling me, right?
Really?
So, you know, but it don't dawn on me that like this, like it's so serious that they're talking about physical battery. And
so he had wounds and scratches. There have been.
No, he didn't have no problem. He said I kicked him in his back. I punched him in his head. And this is read in court in front of people who live in New Orleans. New Orleans ain't that big, so they're matching my face to someone who done kicked the cop in his back, punched him in his head, approached him from his
never
rear.
Get a job or nothing. They trying to tarnish you.
Do you understand?
That's reputation ruin.
Look, how about this? So, like I said, I haven't been going to job, so I have a GoFundMe, right? I try to do the GoFundMe. I put the picture of the trial date on my GoFundMe because that's how people been following the story through the trial date. GoFundMe contacted me and said that they do not support anyone who is alleged of criminal activity.
Wow.
And guess what I am? Alleged of criminal activity. And also I try to get this little gig, right? Cause I can do things, you know. It just have to be for small amounts of time so I don't get stressed out. I have a low tolerance for stress. So I'm trying to do this little gig and they're asking me about my criminal background. And I'm trying to figure out, well, am I a criminal? Have I been convicted? You know, like these things I've never thought of. I don't have any criminal background, any criminal history. You know, I don't know. Like I asked my boyfriend the other day, I think
you're not like convicted until you actually like did time in jail. I don't know. I don't go to jail. I've never been to jail, so I don't know these things. But I'm thinking you're not really considered a criminal until you've been proven guilty, I believe, and convicted. If you're just going through something, I don't think it's because the whole innocent until proven guilty.
That's
situation.
Another thing. I'm not being treated like I'm innocent until proven guilty.
Probably because it's against a cop. That's messed up, but
it's crazy.
When it gets, I just said they're the biggest gang in America, and they connected with, that system. So it's kind of a hard case. It's probably even hard to get a lawyer to even.
My lawyer's on the case. Waiting on results.
So basically, what you need, something like to me, is you need the people who saw some witnesses to come forward.
Yes.
That's what you need, definitely. So you definitely got to get the word out and get people who saw it. Somebody. I know we live by this stupid stop snitching and don't say nothing. I don't understand that type of bull crap.
The way things going, people people don't want to mess with the cops. But I have to say, I don't regret anything I did. I don't regret any of it. The only thing I regret is that I didn't record it. Or I didn't get enough footage to, verify any of the things that I'm saying. But
what about like store footage and stuff like that?
They have Greyhound. The Greyhound station is right across, but they said that the footage was too blurry.
Of course they gonna say that. All this high power technology, there's such thing as blurry footage no more. It's 2017. They could break stuff down in little bitty pieces and find out what happened.
But we are dealing with the cops.
With the cops,
and
right.
These people will have to deal with the cops if they bring out footage of, something against the cops.
Let me ask you a dumb question. You ever thought about just continue fighting? No. I about to say, you ever thought about just saying whatever, go to jail, and it's over with? But no, then your record is ruined.
My record isn't. Yeah, it's not going to be over with.
It's really about your record because you don't want to go to jail for nothing like that.
Exactly. Then they have this thing. So
besides, you don't want to just give up, especially when you're innocent. That's stupid for me to say that.
Nah, it messed with your mind for real. But so that was I thought that, so people was telling me about, when you get these things on your records, you can have them expunged. Just go through with it, plead guilty, you'll get these things, you'll get it expunged. You have to pay for it, but you'll get it expunged and all that stuff. But then I found out
that sounds like more corruption, and that's not true, I believe.
It's
not true.
Batter on a police officer? Never. never expunged from your record.
That sounds like more corruption. Just go ahead and pay. Go ahead and go through your time.
Oh, it's all money. It's all money. There's something called court costs, which I found out about a month ago. The situation happened April 23rd.
So you going through court, so you need
October 6th.
So you going to back the court, so you got to pay for it yourself, right? So you got to raise money just to pay court costs. Wow, it's a
man. So and then I don't even know exactly how much the court cost is gonna be, but people who had to pay court costs, it's like $1,500. Now I've been to the court about 7 times, you know. For this one particular thing. Wow. I'm in court, you know, once a month. Another guy, Morris. So this guy, when we did the protest, right? We did the little rally around in front of the courthouse. We met this guy, Ruben. His story is on my page too. It's in a video form, which you can find all the photos and videos in a link in the story on my page, Rodneka S. So his story is that some drunk cops came and beat him. Drunk cops came and beat him and planted drugs on him. And he lives in Texas. He was down here for Mardi Gras. And he has to come every month. This is what he said. Every month to court to fight the case. And of course, he's facing time. You know? And I believe him.
After what you're going through, of course you're going to believe him.
I believe him 100%.
Exactly.
And you know, people can go to my story and find the pictures and videos, and his video will be in it. When you watch what he's saying, you know, it's not hard to believe.
Oh, I can believe it. A quick summary of what happened to me one time when I went to I call it's jail, but I didn't go to the jail. I went to the holding cell for about 30 minutes. I had 2 girls that I knew from school. When they saw me, they were like, "What you doing here?" You know, and they kind of fast tracked me, and I was out within 2 hours. But it was a expired driver license, and I made the cops say a legal term, but it really wasn't. But anyway, so as I'm sitting in the car at the gas station, he knocked on my window, and he told me what I did. And the other cops on this side was a woman cop, and when I gave my license and stuff, I had expired. My license was expired. I didn't know it was expired. But anyway, so he took me to jail for that, and he wrote on the ticket that I had a car seat for one of my kids in the car, but I had no kid with me. I was in the barber shop by myself. Right. So he took me to jail, and he wrote on the ticket that I went up a one-way endangering traffic, and he said I had a kid in the car with me. And the girl who actually worked there, when she was telling me, and she was saying he wrote that on there to make it stick. That's why they took me, because that's the reason they take me. I'm endangering a kid now, not only myself. Wow. So it cost me about $400 total to get everything out, whatever. Man. And the cop would treat me like garbage. He kept looking at me, talking about I must be some little thug, whatever. I got tattoos, and I'm in the back of the car, and I'm looking at him like no, I'm not, whatever. And his female police officer had more tattoos than your average rapper. But I'm the thug. Oh my God. And you insult me. So why you sitting there insulting me? You insult her at the same time. So I was hoping she'd say something, because I have a few tattoos, just a few, but she have more than your average rapper. But I'm the thug. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Man, but and I ain't want to because I ain't want to get beat. And I ain't want, so right. You know what? I'm gonna sit back here and take the charge and go there, because I know I ain't do nothing now, whatever. But like I said, that was my worst encounter.
And it's sad,
and of course he's black. Of course he's a black man.
They can lie and not be accountable. I want them to be accountable for lying. I want them to take drug tests. If they have involved in some type of altercation where people have to go to court for them. Exactly. I mean, I just think about, this cop is a reserve cop, right? He was on duty, but he was like a reserve or something like that, veteran cop or something, I don't know. And I mean, after years of serving in a police force, you know that if you say charge someone with anything, that they're gonna have to go to court. Exactly. So why didn't you get the witnesses? Why didn't you get the names of the witnesses who you talked to?
And he talked to them. Yeah, I think about it the other way around, by him being old vet, reserved, and he know how it goes, so he know what to say when he don't need a witness. So he know. So he know the system.
It upset me that the other cops, they went along with it. They just went along. They didn't ask me any questions about it. They tightened my handcuffs when I got to the police call, and I wasn't
make it worse?
Flagging or cursing and anything.
It's a black cop. It's like
it's a double trauma.
This man could be, him and your daddy could be friends.
Right.
They could. You never know. You never know. Small world.
Yeah.
They could have been high school buddies. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Small world. Get it from your own people.
Man.
But you know. Anyway, man. So how can people actually help you? Besides, I know. Reach the story and share it and get the word out. So
that's the biggest
hopefully
way.
The witness or the person who actually saw it, because sometimes people could have seen it but not thinking it went that far.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times you might pass to see something happening and just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see it again in the news, like, oh, I remember seeing that, and I know it was like that. And you know that, so so if you spread the word, hopefully that person or them people who saw it.
Talk about it.
Like I said, I saw it on YouTube. I saw a bunch of people on the YouTube page outside protesting. You know, that's good. So get the word out.
It was on YouTube or Facebook?
I saw it on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, so
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I saw it on YouTube. See, there you go.
That's all right. The best thing you can do is talk about it. I mean, it's New Orleans. It's very small. Like, somebody knows somebody who was out there at the time that it happened.
Small city.
It happened on Loyola and Calliope, right in front of the Greyhound.
And
between the Greyhound and the bridge.
Your court date coming up is?
My new court date is October 20th, and that's going to be a discovery hearing, but we still want a lot of people to come out. And the next trial date, if the case is not dismissed before then, is November 3rd. And we definitely want people to come out.
So if it's not dismissed before November 3rd, that's the day they sentence you on, or tell you you're fake, basically?
That's the day we're supposed to have a trial, but I didn't have full trial. This is going to be the fourth scheduled trial date, right?
Wow.
They just keep pushing it back. The last time they pushed it back, it was because there's a open investigation on the cop involved. But this information does not affect our case. I mean, if it does, it's only going to work to the betterment of our case. You know?
I mean, you kind of your freedom on the line, man. This like a life-changing decision. Because once you get certain records, you can't get certain jobs. Like it's hard to move forward in life.
Yeah.
I mean, with something like that, I mean.
Not to mention if something happens.
Who gonna hire you? You beating up police officers.
If I'm targeted in jail, like how everybody in jail knew I was arrested for fighting a cop, right?
Exactly.
So if I'm targeted in jail and they wanted to get somebody to, to
hurt you,
what's the word? Like get me to fight someone, like to put me in a position where I have to fight or something like that, to make me have more time in jail.
Put you in a hole, that type of stuff, because they're actually punishing you for.
Then the jail was on lockdown. The jail was on lockdown when I got there, so we was like stuck in the jail. While I was in there, I took and put soap. I wrote soap because they wouldn't answer the calls. Like if you press the button to call for the guard or something like that, they wouldn't answer the calls. And remember, I had requested medicine, so I took some soap and I wrote on the door, on the window,
some movie type stuff.
It was crazy, and I was like, I need my meds, please. And then another time I did the whole thing soap, and then I took the toothpaste thing and I wrote in the soap. I wrote something like, I thought something to the effect of that this world is crazy. You would think, like on some human stuff, it was so inhumane, and I didn't even witness anybody, getting hurt. You know what I mean? But the whole experience is just very inhumane. It's no rehabilitation. You know what I mean? I walked with shackles on my feet. I was at the back of the line. They had to wait for me because it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. Yeah, the handcuffs on your feet.
They put them on you probably extra tight.
Oh my God. There was even loose. It hurt so bad. The weight on the little ankle cuffs, it's heavy for one. It's metal. It cuts into your skin.
So you definitely got to get this taken care of, because you got to preview what can happen to you for the next 6 months if you don't,
Yes.
If you don't.
Oh, the food was not what's up. And I like to eat. Rodneka likes to eat. I like to eat. The food was not what's up. I mean, it just was a very inhumane experience. And then I had a lady you know, when I left, the lady asked me something about controlling my temper. Like, did you learn to control your temper? You know, like, because
so
I've been in jail for 3 days,
you already guilty.
Right.
So and you were on the temper problem, but the cop actually beating the lady up.
Exactly.
You got the temper problem.
You know, I'm thinking.
That's normally how it goes.
I'm like, you know, catching a temper would be like me being upset that was an accident or that the cop was blocking the street. I don't think it has anything to do with my temper. The reaction to you endangering a baby or brutalizing a woman, even if it was a man, you know. Then when I had the police is investigating the police. That's a police investigation that we're waiting on. It's the PIB. They investigate the police. So we might not ever get this investigation. I don't know. But when I went to them, because they had to do an interview on me, right? And what I was about to say about that. I mean, but basically, I forgot my exact point, but it was like I was in a 1960 interview, and the person who was interviewing me was justifying what the cop was doing.
So you being interviewing, but you're being told what you did wrong.
Yeah, almost. Being told why this cop is right.
So interview is basically asking you questions and hearing your side.
Man,
but yeah, I can imagine how the interview
They couldn't
went.
believe why I, a stranger, would help another woman. They couldn't understand that. He couldn't understand it. When I started doing the interview, now I had talked to the first guy.
Interrogation,
right? Yeah. I get in a room and another guy walks in too. So it's just me in a room by myself.
So almost like an intimidation type of.
The other guy didn't even introduce himself. So I'm in a room and I don't even know who this other guy is. So I have to ask, who are you? He didn't introduce himself, and the other guy didn't introduce him to me. So it's already like I'm a non-factor.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. I don't need to know what's going on. That was offensive. I didn't like that. Then it wasn't clear to me that it wasn't an investigation to investigate the cop. It was an investigation to investigate the abuse on the cop.
Wow, I get it. So it wasn't really asking you what the cop did. It was more about you abusing the cop.
Right. So I mean, it's like that. It's just really.
So what's your Facebook? I know your Facebook page.
Okay.
But
so my Facebook page is Rodneka S, Rodneka space S. And that's short for Rodneka Shelbia. My other Facebook page for my music, like you heard my single, I'm So Thankful, and I have a lot of other songs. They're just not out yet. Our computer broke. But that is a Kendor, and that's the inverse of Rodneka, Akendor. That's my stage name. And I chose that name because these are my writings. Like I said, I'm kind of reserved. So my writings is a therapy for me, and I have like the most intimate conversations in my writings,
Right, music.
So I figure, the inside of me, a Kindle is the inverse of Rodneka. So so that's how you get that, and you can find my music on iTunes. You can find it on Amazon. You just search a Kendor. The song is called I'm So Thankful.
I'm So Thankful. And that's written by you, all by you?
Yeah, I write songs. That's what I do.
So you wrote that I'm So Thankful that was before this incident or after this incident?
That was afterwards.
So that kind of inspired you to write it? Just life period? It
probably has something to do with, well, you have to constantly, at least I have to constantly stay on some positive stuff. I have to constantly be on high vibrational stuff, just my music gotta be high. Anything I listen to, anything I eat, it has to be high because you can lose your mind quick. It's rough. So, but actually how this song was inspired is because my boyfriend Simba, he's a drummer. He plays djembe, and he was going to play at this Cushite Center, the camp, and I think I was going to sing over there, but I didn't have any kid songs. Now my songs are actually very heavy. My songs are They kind of heavy. And you're
adultish.
Yeah, they're adultish. Then, you know, I kind of got like this old kind of voice. It don't sound like I'm so thankful, but it's, anyway, I wanted a kid song. So my boyfriend, he was learning Yoruba, the Yoruba language, and he would teach me a few things every now and then, and I was like, you know, I'm so thankful, right? And then I was like, I want to say another language. So we then added Kiswahili, something I learned from Baba Bakir. He owns Black Star Cafe. That's my favorite place in the city.
Black Star Cafe?
Yeah, it's across the river. They just started selling hot food, but they're known for these sandwiches. The soul salmon is my favorite.
So Black Star Cafe got a shout out on Abandoned Voices.
Yeah, Black Star Cafe. Go check out Black Star Cafe. It's it's a hub. It's a community hub, and I love it. It's my favorite place in the city to go for sure. I want to shout out True Love Movement. That's why I get my therapy at.
True Love Movement.
It has been keeping me. Yeah, True Love Movement. And they have a Facebook page, and they also their website is truelovemovement.com. And what Manifest is event put on by True Love Movement celebrating women, and this probably won't be up to date, but that's October 7th, and they'll be doing that at the Kramer Center. I'm thankful to you, Morris. I'm thankful that I saw your video with Miss Kim about the monitoring the court, you know, and
Mrs.
Kim Ford, Miss Karen Kim Ford. She's cool.
Yeah, you definitely gotta get this situation with you together, to help you. This is not cool what the cops be doing to us, especially our own people,
Yes.
But hopefully your music. Tell you one thing, you can write some good music through what's going on.
Yeah.
So once you blow up, you call that cop, say thank you. They say you make the best music when you're going through real life. There you go. So
I got a couple things on this case.
Well, Miss Rodneka, the pleasure been all mine. Thank you for this conversation. I'm hoping that it spread and more people know. Definitely the people who was around that area, reach out to you. And so a lot of times people be scared to, especially with the police. But I ain't getting involved with that. But that's how people be, especially with the police. So I
want to say one other thing. Out of all of this, I'm getting my little goals together, and what I want from this point and from out of all of this, I want people to be incited with their humanity. A lot of the people that was out there that didn't jump in, they didn't jump in because of the things that I'm going through right now.
Right.
And they're afraid. But we have to get to a point where we move through the fear, and if you feel like something is going wrong, or somebody's beating up another human being, like we have to get to a point where you feel like, and you ain't gotta beat nobody.
Exactly.
You just serve as a distraction. You ask questions.
Even you stop and look, most likely that cop or whoever that person is they'll stop their abuse because somebody's actually watching now and looking now. So you don't gotta
your camera.
Exactly.